Hi, so I will be solving SQL 50 questions, all medium questions. I have solved them before, but I wanted to solve them again and I thought that I'll record the video. Um yeah, so let's start. Mm, yes, so first we'll go through the problem. We see we have only got one table to work with, which is an employee table, and we have four columns: ID column, name column, department, and manager ID. Um, it's an ID is the primary key column here, and which is the ID of an employee. Then we have name of the employee, we have department that they belong to, and the manager ID. And we have to write a solution to find managers with at least five direct reportees, and we can output the result table in any order. Okay, so just write down what we need to do is we have to output the manager name, and that will be our only column in our output, so only one column. uh, and and we need only those manager IDs where our direct reports are at least five direct reports, so it's greater than equal to 5, right? And we can sort it in any order, so sort any order. Okay, uh, now to begin, and we can just take a look at the sample data. So we can see the IDs of the employees and their name. We have a department, and we have the manager for each employee. And wherever it is null, yes, that's one important detail that we missed. That if manager ID is null, then the employee doesn't have any manager. So we see that 101 ID, that's John, they do not have any manager. And for every other employee, John is the manager. Okay, so that's just one case here, the one that we have to work with, but there could be many different managers, I believe. So yeah, and no employee will be manager of themselves. Okay, let's start the timer also and see uh, how fast we can solve this. Yep. Yep, so we only have one table to work with, so we'll select from employee, uh, and we have to output the manager name. I'm just so we'll break it down. We'll just do a part of the query first, and then we'll work our way up. So I'll first select the manager ID, and I know okay, let's not look at the input right now, but yeah, so I'm selecting the manager ID from employee, and I want the number, since we have to find the direct reportees where the count of direct reportees is greater than or equal to 5. I need to get, how will I know the count of reportees to a manager? I'll know it by getting the count of the employees under them, and the employees that are working under them are the ID, right? So we have, for 102, the manager is 101. Like in this case, all of them report to 101. So for count ID, and I have to group it by manager ID. So for every, we are getting a count of reportees for every manager. And we have a condition that we need to find only those manager IDs where the direct reportee count is greater than or equal to 5. I'll have to put a having clause, having count of ID greater than or equal to 5. Since it says at least 5, so means we need to take into consideration 5 reportees also, so it's greater than and equal to 5 as CNT. Just checking the output. Yeah, so we have a manager ID 101, and we know that the direct reportees are 5 here. But our solution that we want to output is the manager name. How we can do that is we can select name from employee, right? So we are getting name column from the employee, and we know that the name is for the ID, it's for the employee. So we'll say where our ID, the employee ID, is in our manager ID. And we'll just remove the count column because we don't need that. We just need the ID. So what we are doing here is we are querying the employee table. We are getting the name of that employee where ID is equal to the manager ID, because manager itself is an employee. So, and we have already the ID of the employee who is a manager, right? So we are getting name from employee where our employee ID is equal to manager ID, and in that subquery we have selected only those managers who have reportee greater than or equal to 5. Now if I run this, I have the accepted answer, and if I submit it, yep, so this is right. Yeah, so there are, and we just solved it in 3.5 hours. And the thing is, so there are multiple ways to solve it. Like we can like I've used subquery here, but you can use CT also. You can also try do it with self join, and but the logic behind it would be the same. And yeah, so that's how I approached it.